Little Flower, Patricia Ann Landon Regali, coming at you. Magpie, from the great state of Washington, in the community of Lynnwood today. If you had today, at the time of this recording, it is October 6th, 2023. Happy Friday. Man, if you had tuned into my previous recordings, I'd been punked by a shill gang stalker, fentanyl drug addict, and then gaslighted by Lynnwood PD within 2 hours of that exchange of the fentanyl drug addict. Lynnwood PD says, "What's gang stalking?" It's like saying, "Hello, I'm a psychiatric patient," because I admit and believe that stalking can happen in singles. But if you mention group stalking, that just doesn't happen. Well, I mean, okay. We all know that is a ruse. I refuse to indulge that. When somebody says, especially a police officer says, they don't know what gang stalking is, that tells me right there, they're in the camp. And why are you going to wrestle around with somebody's psychotic duplicity? That's senseless. You know, they don't have to agree that I see them as psycho at that point. I just disengage and go on my way. But the truth of the matter of fact is, I'm going to crack the code, find out what camp you are in, so I can gauge your ethical existence. So when an officer gaslights me with pretending with gang stalking, I'm all like, you are unethical as fuck. That's all we need to know. Because really, the gang stalking is more of a diagnostic measuring tool of barometering somebody's headspace, heart space. So if you're a police department officer and you come at me with unethical behavior, that tells me right there, you are not safe. Disengage, detach. But I'm going to do it to where I can shed light on the topic, and do it that way. You know, no big deal. We're just exchanging information here, unslanted information. Meanwhile, the gang stalking community has painted me the villain and the bad guy. Whatever. That's their right. None of my business. I give it to God. Wholeheartedly. I absolutely give it to Abba. And look inside to see how I can process that. So, I wanted to stop and kind of talk about the community psychosis of it all. But, and give an update at the same time. So if you were there to see the other two videos, because they were taken at night, let me show you what it looks like during the day, so you guys can see the terrain, to give you more of an objective look about what's going on here. So first of all, I'm going to say this. As far as community psychosis, you have to understand that this government treason, this underground railroad of gang stalking, their basis is the fucking library. The library. I mean, if you think about it, it's diabolical at the same time and very handy. It's a government-sanctioned facility sanctioning the government grubbing of the gang stalkers. They go inside. These people have already gone through their clown mill college and been taught and bred how to be psychos on the down low with their gaslighting. They're gaslighting. Because when you think about it, this is KGB from Russia on instant replay here in the United States, because it's a Nazi heritage. The gang stalkings don't even know they're goddamn little Hitlers. Little Hitlers. Let that sink in. We have Hitler recycled. And if you want to get more deconstruction into it, It's Dr. Mengele's brainchild from Auschwitz. Half of these folks don't even know their own fucking history. So, community library, when you're getting gang stalked, you think you can go in there for some serenity, some peace? No, the old folks already are busy doing their little psychotic street theater with barraging people, you know, by being the bully. They're bullies in there. They're bullies in there. Your gang stalking circuit is a satanic sacrifice circuit filled with bullies ran mostly by satanic worshipers. How about that? Anyways, so this is, let me turn around the picture. This is where I'm at. It's really nice. I mean, look at this gorgeous tree over here. I'm like, the tree is fucking beautiful. And then if you walk a little ways over here, there's a veterans park. Veterans Park right there. You know, which is hilarious to consider the attribute and hypocrisy of having the veterans. They died. They sacrificed their lives for fucking liberties. Constitutional rights. Meanwhile, the treason aspect of the government is dismantling it by breeding all these government grubbers that are basically on a modern day medieval as fuck witch hunt, trying to get their targeted individual to motherfucking commit suicide. Okay, so here's the park, predominant park, and then the attached parking, okay? That's the parking spot right there. And then over here to the left, we have these apartment buildings. So let's walk down the little main drag here. And over here, that's where the library is at. So, as I see it, we have the parking for the Veterans Park Memorial over here. And then we come over here toward the right, up ahead. Hello. And then we have the parking for the library. See? The library's on that side. There's the library. So if you had to segment the parking lot between the library and the Veterans Memorial Park, I would think that this hedge separates the two entities. Entity library, entity recreational state park, the Veterans Park. And then just right down the way over here is where I'm parked. And as it happened to be, BUR 6648. Just as a noteworthy. I don't have a read on it. But this is an obvious one. Oh, look. We're covering the license plate. CDT 8380. That right there is like saying, I'm a goddamn gang stalker in your face. How do you like my balls? So at any rate, this is where I'm parked. I would be determined to believe, oh yeah, and right there, that's Lynnwood Police Department right there. So we have Police Department, Veterans Memorial Park, and then the parking, I would say, for the park, and then the parking over there for the library. I don't think the library has jurisdiction to where I'm parked. That's my point. It's just wherever I end up, these gang stalking cesspool of your government grubbing handout recipients, they badger me, blacklist me from employment, enlist their psychotic street theater with their community psychosis. Because these government grubbers have their own underground railroad subculture of psychosis. Unethical. They're all parasites. They're not there to build into society. They're not there to uplift society. They're there to hobble it and feed off of whatever person happens to be the marked piñata. $1 billion piñata. Not even an exaggeration. My blood type is the same blood type as found on the Shroud of Turin. Turin. Look it up. Which basically equates, liquidated, I'm $1 billion. So, and I'm just going to keep it there. Other reasons for targeting me actually go down further down the rabbit hole. Well, let's just pretend the rabbit hole don't exist. And I'm $1 billion piñata at face value. So at any rate, maybe about a few days ago, maybe less than a week, I'd left my truck at another parking lot, came back and had evidence these gang stalkers had been in my engine. How did I know that? Because I usually leave my battery one off and one in place. When I come back, this was in place. I'm a creature of habit. It behooves me to keep up with what I do. So when things go sideways, I can identify it. I have been living with dodging and weaving, being a target for roughly on and off for 25 years. I'm a vet at this. Not my first time rodeo. So when they send these gangly government hand-out recipient government grubbers to me, they're wet behind the ear. They're sending it to the fucking lamb slaughter as far as I'm concerned, because I can masticate you with truth just like that. Anyways, so, and then, okay, so I found out my engine compartment had been infiltrated. So if there is any FBI, CIA, DEA tailing me, why the fuck do you allow these people to endanger me? I mean, it's like saying you don't believe in drive-by shootings. That's just a myth. You can say, oh my God, there's a drive-by shooting down the way, and the government grubber handout recipient fucking police department would just go, I don't understand drive-by shooting. Explain that to me. And at that point, I'm like, okay, you're one of those psychos. That's all right. You're not home. I'll just go on to the next one. So, my car, when I started, what happened was, I no longer can steer it. I can't steer it. Oh my God, I cannot steer it. I mean, I'm sure if I put my back into it, I can make like huge like turns, sure. But beyond that, look over here. The last time it was running, somewhere from in here was like some kind of fucking liquid. I don't know what the liquid is, but I'm more like a pattern kind of girl. You can have the template of the whore and insert any fucking whore, and it's still the template of the whore. By way of clothes, by way of stature, by way of body language, and whatever kind of gaslighting scene they're trying to portray. Okay? You know it by sight. And it's not so much that you're trying to gather proof at this point. You're just trying to gauge, are we dealing with friend or foe? Friend or foe? Ethical parasite. Ethical parasite. So this is why I've been in one place. And I haven't really, hold on a second. Taking off my backpack. So I haven't said much about it because I'm like trying to problem solve it. What can I do for myself, you know? I don't like getting on YouTube and asking for help. But as it is, you have not because you ask not. You know, I'm probably the biggest charity case anybody could ever really sow into the future of the United States just by helping me out. I swear to God. Because this is going to become my life work to help everybody who's ever been a target, is a target, and who fucking died a fucking target. So, I could get out of the trenches, say like tomorrow. I would become the biggest advocate for trying to promote ethics within the context of our society, instead of the government grubbers dismantling it by parasiting off of society with their community psychosis of duplicity running their sideways game. And anyways, I have neighbors now with the projected voices with their template of the horse, so whatever. Anyhow, so anyways, oh my God. We got projected voices. We might as well say hello. Hello there. Hi. Yeah, there was that one person that come over here and be like, Nazi terrorism. We got him on video earlier. It's the same guy. Anyways, community psychosis. They're all in on it. They're dismantling society's ethics and promoting parasiting and rewarding unethical behavior. So that's what I have an issue with. Any CIA, FBI, DEA, whoever. Why am I still kept in harm's way? Meanwhile, my engine has been compromised and now I can't run it. I mean, I could try to do this. I could, drive it with a huge turn and then find a little place there to park and then come back in the morning. That's what I was doing earlier. I was bouncing like a rubber band between the library and trying to find some place to park that's safe, that's not there to gang stalk and gaslight because we have lazy as fuck constituents that would rather scam, scheme, and then parasite off the community. They're everywhere. It's a little militia, honeys. So I was traveling between the two. Now I'm dead in the water. And so when PD comes over here and says the library has been concerned about you camping here, first off, I have seen multiple cars parked here overnight on the regular. Okay, hypocrisy. Never worry about that. Never mind the hypocrisy. Never mind the riff raft. Hello, riff raft. How you doing? I mean, oh my God. That's a shill like if I've never seen a shill in my entire life. BRT 2638. So now my engine, you know what? Even if I did try to drive it back and forth between the two just to keep me spinning the block, how do I know it's not going to crap out right fucking in the middle of the road? So, you know what? This is what's going to happen. I can ask for a philanthropist to, hire a mobile mechanic, send it to my car. I'm at Lynnwood Library, Washington, 44 Avenue, okay? Which I highly doubt that's going to happen. It might, who knows? But more likely what's going to happen is that PD is going to come over here instead of protect the targeted individual. They're going to get their government grub on and, smite me some more and gaslight me some more and pretend they don't know what gang stalking is some more. And then tow my car. It's a header. This isn't even an issue with my battery. It's an issue with my driving capacity, my steering. So whatever happened with the steering fluid and all of that, I don't know. It's not there anymore. This is my point. So if they end up playing the cesspool, let's do the cesspool okie doke and target the individual some more with more gaslighting, go for it. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, guys, stop and take a really close look at my life, okay? This is exactly what I'm up against. And it's like, okay, this is where people don't want to end up in life. Be caught up between, a rock and a hard place. But no matter what this program has thrown at me, I have survived. And when my story hits the airwaves, everybody will know, including me, what it was that I survived. The behind the scenes. The Truman Show. The exploiting, the trafficking of me. The corrupt city officials, the corrupt infrastructure of the cesspool that the Nazis laid down since Project Paperclip. All that gets exposed through what is happening to me and others. I know that's forthcoming. But until then, I'm in a place to where no man wants to be in. Can I fight it? This is what I'm doing. I'm fighting it by talking about it. That's me fighting. How do I look? Do I look like a monster? Do I look like a wolf? I'm a very educated woman that's highly articulated. My education is a vocational class. I've taken courses in college, but I never got my associate's degree. I've probably taken anatomy and physiology like maybe 3, 4, 5 times, because every 5 years it expires, and every so often I get a hair up my ass like I'm going to get my nursing degree. Then life gets in the way, but I've taken that class. So I'm proficient in anatomy, physiology, and microbiology because of it. I can tell you the changes in the academic acumen and status quo over the years since 1989. But I'm not insane. I'm not mentally unhinged or unbalanced. These people only wish I was. I can run circles about anybody because my mind is razor sharp. Although I'm also like, oh my God, totally ADHD. And sometimes I'm a squirrel that don't know where she put her nuts. Hashtag true story. But I can deconstruct the composition of the nut sack, okay? And talk about that, okay? So I'm really fucking smart and intelligent and badass that way. But I'm not a monster. I'm not a wolf. I'm just some girl that had some in-laws who hated her.